and I'm entrusted with the platform by Mind Think Institute to make sure that I facilitate, take the questions from the attendees to the attention of our guest speaker. So we just running a few minutes. My apologies for that, as our speaker was between the roads as he was traveling back home. So I'm hoping that he'll be joining us soon. So meanwhile, meanwhile we're still waiting our speaker. There is something that we have seen over a period happening, that a lot of us celebrate this day, which is called a National Youth Day, without having the understanding and the importance of such a day. When I go through my research, it says that this is a day that reminds us of the sacrifice that took place in the Soweto uprising, which brought the attention of the needs and the rights of today's youth. So meaning, if it wasn't because of the generation of 1976 that fought for me and you to have the rights, that fought for me and you to end up participating in the economical transactions, we would have never been here. So as we continue to celebrate, we should be keeping in mind as to what will the next generation celebrate about you? What will the next generation have to say? If it wasn't for your doing, they were not going to be where they are. So as we continue to celebrate this day, let us be responsible. Let us adhere to every regulation that is set, because we should remember we are at a time where social distancing is supposed to be taking place in trying to ensure that we minimize the infection of the COVID-19. So tell me, while we're waiting our speaker, how did you spend your day? What does a National Youth Day mean to you? Or else we can even put additionally, what have you learned throughout ever since the beginning of the summit up to now, while we're waiting for our speaker to join us? Let me just wait. Right, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that just walk in, please can you just bear with us as our speaker was moving from one place to another. So he has just requested that we give him a few minutes so then he can be able to come and speak with us. But meanwhile, let's have a conversation. Let's speak. What does National Youth Day symbolize or mean to you? And how did you spend your day? You know, how did you spend your days? Because a lot of people, they don't understand the importance of celebrating this day. You know, we just know that you wake up, you wear uniform, you do Sarafina, that's all. You know, most of the people don't understand why it's crucial. How crucial is it that we understand before we start celebrating? How crucial is it that we seek more understanding as to what sacrifices were done by the 1976 generation for us to end up having to have access to education the way we have, like to have there's people who are doing language practice. They specialize in Zulu, they specialize in Sotho. That was not going to be possible if it wasn't for the class of 1976. So as much as we are entrepreneurs in the space, but it's very crucial that we also understand the importance of where it all began, where we came from, you know, those who have sacrificed for us to be enjoying and having things that we're having today. What did it take them? You know, because I believe for me and you, our life, we are inking it. And as you ink your life, it becomes a message to someone, you know. Tomorrow, I want somebody to be saying, I'm celebrating what I'm celebrating because of he's doing, or because of Dademta who did 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation while we wait for our speaker. All right. For those who are joining, please, ladies and gentlemen, can you just try to be patient with us as we're waiting for our speaker, to our guest to connect with us, so then we can be able to start our today's conversation. So meanwhile, the question that we can just engage with is, what does National Youth Day mean to you? And how did you celebrate your day? Let's have a conversation. All right. Mr. Fabio, for me, then symbolizes unity and the power we can have if we work together as one. I spend my day listening to revolutionary songs and remembering the 14th of 1976. I also spend my day thinking about the current circumstances of youth in South Africa. Thank you, Dr. Fubi, to share with us. The President, Lebohang Matlabi, it's a day. All right, all right, all right. Okay, it's a day for us to reflect and think on how to work and build the African economy. Our mission is to bury ignorance, eradicate poverty and inequality. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And I think we are not so far. We are really on our way there. So let's start sharing. Let's start having conversations because I think what happens like the latter speaker said, or what affects one area affects the other, whether it's politically, whether it's socially, whether it's economically. It might not have direct influence, but it's going to affect your business. So it's crucial that as entrepreneurs we have all round knowledge of things that affects our businesses, things that affects the value chain, things that affect the going concern of our businesses. So what does the National Youth Day mean to you? And how did you spend that? How did you spend the day while we're still waiting for our speaker to join us? Right. Mm. Ladies and gentlemen, my apology as our speaker is struggling to connect with us. Please, I'm humbly requesting that you bear with us as he'll be joining us in a few minutes so then we can take off today like the way we ended yesterday's session. So meanwhile, I know that we are not of the same caliber, of the same experience. That's why we open the platform right now to say, what does National Youth Day mean to you? And how did you spend your National Youth Day? In trying to assist one another to have a knowledge that is enough of the National Youth Day. Because, like I said, for me now, I used to know that we wear uniform, we do Sarafina, that's all, you know. It never really mattered until such a time that I started understanding how other aspects of the country affect the other, especially being an entrepreneur. It's crucial that you understand such as to you busy celebrating, but you don't know the importance of the day, you know. So we have to continue celebrating those who have sacrificed for things that we have in free access to education, free access to choices, free access to movement, going up and down, free access to study anything that you want to study in any language that you want to study. There's someone who sacrificed for us to be where we are. And we have to continue remembering these legends. We have to continue remembering those bloods that were shed on 1976, on the 16th of June, that those people, they did that for me and you to have the rights that we have in today. So does it mean having rights now, meaning that we have to be ignorant? No. We cannot just be ignorant and just think that we have everything under control, because someone is also waiting for us to sacrifice something so then the next generation can start having a better life. So let's talk, let's have a conversation. Let me try to check whether Oscar is yeah. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay. I'm just going to, I'm just going to try to make a phone call to our speaker. Coach Oscar? Hi, Coach Oscar?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Even the sound is okay. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my apology as we are struggling due to network connectivity, but I
Yeah.
think we sorted now. Without any wasting any time going further, I'm going to take this opportunity. All right, just for Coach Oscar to catch a breath a bit, because I know that we just entered. Ausjabulile Nhlapo saying National Youth Day is a very significant to the lives of the Black child. As it has been said throughout the seminar that knowledge is power. It is because of this day and sacrifices made by the youth of 1976 that the Black child has been afforded the opportunity to be able to learn and gain knowledge without being oppressed. We are grateful for that sacrifice. Indeed, my dear sister, we are. Ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you very much for being patient with us. But we're kicking off from yesterday where we left off. We had the speaker who was looking at the digital economy and the digital trends. So now the question was that was still hankering in our minds was, how do I sell in this social distancing environment? So we brought in Coach Oscar, who's going to feel and bring us, or possibly pastor on the areas of our occasion in trying to make sure that he adds value to the summit. Coach Oscar, let me thank you very much in your busy schedule to afford to be with us this evening, sir.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I just want to apologize for the technicality. Yeah, these things happen. And to all the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. I do not take this opportunity for granted. I appreciate your person. I knew you could have been somewhere else. Today is Youth Day. You could have been doing something, but you chose to improve or invest in your learning. Thank you so much. That said, I wouldn't want to keep you waiting. I just want to try and add up to all that you've been taught in the past 13 days. And for me, it's more about you having the result, getting those things that could help you get results that you want. Now, I want to begin. I don't know if I could share a slide here. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Let's see. Can you enable me to share a slide? Tapelo.
Yes, you have the hosting rights right now, sir.
Oh, fantastic. Awesome.
Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Great. So while I get busy with this, I promise you, you're not going to regret your time. You're not going to regret every second that you spend or that we're going to spend together here tonight. So are we ready? Just let me know from where you joining from. I want to hear you tell me where you joining actually from. Can you see me, guys? Oh, great. So can you tell us from where you joining from? How yeah, I just want to know which city, which place you are, so I know how we go. I see we have like 15 people right here with us. Okay, so let's take it from here. How to effectively sell in this social distancing era. That is the one thing that I actually want to share with us tonight. The point here is that you should know that everything you've always known about sales, in fact, everything you've ever known about the kind of way you market your business has so far changed. You know why? The reason is because the coronavirus knocked in or sets in and then changed us from the way we've always done things. So what that literally means is that you will not be able to do things the way you've always done things. You will no longer sell the way like you've always sold. Things have changed. Now get ready to do things differently. I think my emphasis tonight, it's not going to be about the slide. It's not going to be about what I do here. The goal is that you should be able to change things or do things differently. That's my ultimate goal. And I look forward to really being able to help you or give you something that can actually help you take you to the next level. That's my ultimate goal. My name is Coach Oscar. Like some of you on Facebook may have seen or may have come across my post one way or the other. There's nothing so different about me than you. We all the same thing. Now, I am that guy that at some point I was told I would never make it. I always heard the word. In fact, when I started coaching speaking, I knew in one seminar, I was told that, you know what, here, the city where you are, Cape Town, might not be right for you. And another person said, you might not make it. You don't have what it takes. And then I said to one of them, I said, you know what, watch me. Now, I think that was the only thing I could say. There will always be the odd against us. I could look back 6 years down the line. I may not have been where I want to be, but I have results that I can say I'm 100% very proud of. I am not where I used to be. What you're seeing right now is me meeting with Desmond Tutu. That's me meeting with the present premier of Western Cape. We spoke on the same platform 2013. And you also get to see some of the people there have been featured on SABC, have been featured on newspapers, Channel Africa. Guys, let me just get my kids, reduce the noise here. Okay, so that's the typical of the person that you've seen today. I've been featured on SABC, on Channel Africa, and a couple of other TV station, radio station, on newspaper. I've been privileged and humbled to have spoken in over 7 or 8 countries, just doing the same thing that I do, coaching, speaking, and sometimes most of my travels are not travels that I go for free. All of my trips get paid. I showed up doing the things I love. I am not saying this out of pride. I am not saying this because I feel I'm unique or I'm different. I'm saying this because I may be like one of you, or I could be someone that is struggling right now, someone who's got my kind of experience. Some 7 years ago, I lost my job. I was fired. I don't like using the word I lost. I said I was fired. You know how hard that is. Yes, I took the rejection, sat back, asked myself, what can I do with my life? Right within that period, I knew that I've written 3 books. So I'm an author that I've authored 3 books. And then while I was still in my banking job, I was always getting the invite to go speak and then train people. While doing this, I get paid. That was more or less like a side hustle or a side income. So once I lost the job, I asked myself, I think I've got the quality, or I've got the gift, the passion, I've got the capacity to write, to train, to speak. And the next question I ask myself is, I've seen people speak and they get paid. I've seen people do training, coaching, and by then coaching wasn't so trendy. So I've seen people do motivational speaking, they get paid and all of that. I started asking myself the question, how can I learn the act that I can also get paid? So that was the key thing, the driver, the key thing that gets me going. How can I get to master my craft in such a way that people can pay me? But you see, 7 years or 6 years down the line, my last trip to Tanzania, I've got people join me. I think some of my clients from Tanzania should be here. I got paid, my all expense paid, the air and the hotel, and you get paid for just showing up in Kenya, in Uganda, in Nigeria, Ghana, all of that. But what has been the difference? I have made 7 figures just from speaking. Now, what I'm trying to say to you here is that remember that I was told you wouldn't make it. I was once told you don't have what it takes to succeed. But I'm still pushing and I'm still going. Okay. So I showed you all of this so you just have idea of how the journey has been. It's not been 100% very cool and someone just decided to help me and then things is working. No, there was always that desire to keep going, keep pushing, and don't give up. So what am I saying this? I say this because we want to look at how we sell in post-COVID. We want to look at doing things much more differently. And that's why I've got to say to you, old ways won't open new doors. Old ways will never open new doors. That you've always known it before, you've seen it, how it works, it's not a guarantee that it's going to open doors for you. That you've always done it this way, get the results, it won't give you the new result you want. So what it means is you will need to learn how to invest in yourself, constantly invest in yourself. Now this is COVID. I want to say to you, money has not disappeared from our country. Money has not disappeared from this earth. What simply has happened is that there is a shift in terms of how money is being exchanged. So what is happening right now is maybe you used to be one who do business in the tourism industry, for instance. Tourism right now is dead. Speakers, my industry is near dead right now. So that doesn't mean that the money that is involved in that space has suddenly disappeared. That doesn't mean that because there's lockdown, there's no more money. That's a lie. There's abundance of money. And I am the kind of coach that gets you to monetize. So whatever you do and you don't get results, for me, you just taking a walk in the park. For me, it's you doing a hobby. I coach people to get results because you know what? Let me be very honest to you. Money's got power. Money can speak the language. See, you don't need to look so beautiful, handsome. Money can literally take care of that. Money has a certain command in Africa and the rest of the globe. Money gives you the kind of level that your academic qualification might not get you in. So for me as a Christian, I tell people, I know that Bible says the love of money. That's true. I know that is the root of all evil. It said the love of it. The same Bible tells us that money answered all things. Money. So it's got power. Whatever you do, whichever business you are in, it is the same principle that operates in that industry. And that's what I want you to know here. It's the same principle. People are making money right now. Stop giving the excuse that you're not touching money. It doesn't mean money is not in circulation. I lied to you. People are doing business in heavy figures. So that you haven't felt it, it doesn't mean it's not true. So what else am I talking about? I just want to center tonight on selling because selling is everything. Selling is everything. It doesn't matter how good you are. Look, as a coach, let me give you a secret that I do. Sometimes I create a program. I go market it even without, before even having content for that program. I don't know if you hear that. Sometimes I develop a program and then just throw it out there on social media and use maybe advert on it. People start saying, I'm in, I want to go in, I want to go in, without even me getting the content. That is the era we are right now. So it's not about just having a nice product, it's about having the ability to get that product pushed out there. I'm sick and tired of people who sit and then just tell you about the fancy logo they have. tell you about how their business can meet the needs of, and all of this is just on their laptop. And all of this is happening on their cell phone and in their mind. Take the message to the people who truly want it. So not only you are the good guy that can be able to sell just anything, get people to buy, then you're not started yet. Now, that's not to say selling is easy or marketing is easy. Remember, marketing is just about the process. It's all about the branding, the pricing, and all of those setup, the infrastructure that you need to get sales to go through. Sales is just simple, the collecting of the money. So in business, we tell you, most of my clients, I had to explain, keep the process of taking the money very easy. In fact, get the money first, and then start thinking about, oh yeah, we need to do this, because if you don't make money in business, you will be out of business. So why won't you, after developing a good product, can push people to buy what you've got? So how do you sell post-COVID-19? The first thing I needed to know is you need to build these factors, the credibility factor. Now, how do you build credibility? That's what we're looking at, because every selling right now is virtual. So while you are at home on lockdown, I'm making money, I'm doing coaching, I've got from all over the world. People sign up for a coaching program. They haven't seen me, they haven't touched my flesh. Now, why am I saying this? You need to move from that mindset of sales can only be done when the person sees you or he knows you and all of that. You got to move from that. That is part of when I said old ways can't open new doors. So you have to discard everything you know. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker. Within the lockdown, I've been busy developing myself. I finished a 3-week course, and now I'm busy with my artificial intelligence program for leadership. I'm also investing in myself, just so I am constantly relevant. So I don't just show up and then begin to teach old stuff. It's not gonna work. So what is the point right now? The point is you can build credibility, and the question is, how do I build credibility? Why do I need credibility? You need sales credibility to sell. Now, how do you build this credibility? Let's put it so this is one of the first rules that you need to know when you're selling, more especially selling in this time. You need credibility when you go online, because online is no longer an option, it's a must. So for those people that just feel contented that online, when I say online, it could be your Facebook, could even be your WhatsApp, it could even be any of all of that. Convert those platforms to your marketing and sales funnels. So don't go there and just say, wow, I just want to post my new food. I just bought a new shoe. I just bought a new car. I just got a new house. And that's not, people are beginning to monetize all of these platforms. So what are you doing about yours? So that said, how do you build credibility now? So because these people don't get to see you, and I must tell people, don't get moved by the hypes online. But still, that doesn't mean there are no sincere and honest and genuine people right there. There are. If you are authentic, then there's someone also like you out there. Now, you need a story. That's how you sell. You need to start selling by your story. So before I began, I talked to you about how I lost my job 7 years ago. I got fired, not just that I lost a job. I got fired, got another job, got fired again. And then I said, you know what? I'm not working for anyone. I started my own business. Now, I've got a story to say that now, while I lost the job, I could, or I had the opportunity or the choice to sit there and begin to blame all the people who did what they did and whatever that happened. And then at the end, I lost the job. I could sit there and be blaming and still be transferring my aggression and still be looking for who to blame. My father, my mother. It's because I'm not white. It's because I'm black. It's because I was born in this place. It's because some of you know that I'm a Nigerian, and some of you know what has been said about this country, but from where I'm from, but still from it, all I do ask is, I just need an opportunity to prove myself. Now, I still succeed in the midst of this chaos. Wouldn't you be asking yourself, what is it? How are you doing it? Build credibility. So your story will stand you out. The second thing you need is the skill. So if you need to go learn anything, just go learn. Whatever it is that you need, go for it. Now, the third thing is you need the experience. Now, it's just not enough to say, I've got this, I want to do this, and then you stop there. Your experience. Now, sales, you will never know how a sales or how to deal with client until you get your first client into your side. Until you make or close the first sales, you might never understand the process of selling. So you need a story, you need a skill, you need experience, you need a message. Again, can I shock you? Another rule, how you sell in this post-COVID, you need a message. Everyone are not your clients. Please, every entrepreneur that thinks they've got a beautiful product, a beautiful idea, beautiful all of that, everyone wouldn't buy from you. Please get that into your mind. Not everyone are your clients, so stop wasting time. Some years ago, I used to struggle in terms of getting people to buy my coaching program. Just to pay 200 Rand for an hour, I struggled. But what happened between the time, I think that's about 3 or 4 years ago, I struggled from getting people pay me 200 Rand to earning 15,000 per keynote, 25,000 per keynote just to show up. What is the difference? I went back and invested in myself, and I asked myself, how can I monetize what I do? Now, the one thing that I would like to share here is, you need to start looking at the kind of association, the kind of people you are pitching, the kind of client you are presenting your offers to. I bet you some of them can afford your price, and that is a complete waste of time. So what must you do? Stop selling to the wrong people. As long as you keep selling to the wrong people, as long as you keep pitching the wrong guys, you won't get the sale. So I would never, maybe some years ago, wouldn't have really thought that a company contacts you and asks you to show up at their training or whatever conference, and then what's your fee? And you said, this is my fee. And then said, okay, fine, cool, send us your banking details. And then poof, it does go through. No question, no argument. You need to get to that level. You need to change the people or the clientele that you are pitching. You are dealing with the wrong people. That's why you struggle to sell. And again, you also think that everyone will literally buy from you. And you see, that's where the problem is. That's where we get it wrong. We are thinking that everyone will buy. We're thinking that our product is so good. Your product might be so good, but do people really want it? So I want to ask you, just to keep this engaging, it's not about just me. I want to ask you something. If you had the opportunity in this world and that you just want Coach Oscar to work with you, to help you solve one problem, maybe in your business or whatever it is, can you write the one thing that you would want me to help you do? Please just write. I will read them out, and then from there we'll take it. I want to know what exactly it is you want. So while I've taught you about how you build credibility, okay, let me know what you think you want. Let me know what you think or how you think I could possibly help you. Now, while we talk about how you build credibility, the next thing you need to understand is when you talk about sales, there's a psychology about selling, more especially in this post-COVID. Now, the buyer, let's look at the buyer perspective. The guy that is to buy is thinking, what is the one thing that the buyer is looking at for? Results. He wants to get value. He wants to be sure that when he buys your product, he gets the satisfaction. That's all that goes on in the mind of the buyer. And that's why you call it the psychology of the buyer. Now, here I said something, free yourself from limiting beliefs. Some of you watching right now believe that there is a certain amount you can earn. If I ask you right now, please write down, what would you want to earn, okay, let's say in July? What salary, what figure would you want to earn. Just be very realistic. I want to read your figures or your numbers. Now, the one thing limiting most people and why they can't really sell this time is because they have this limiting mindset, a limiting beliefs, a limiting thought, the feeling that their product is not good enough, the belief that they don't have what it takes to stand out there. When I first started, they used to tell me that, whoo, your accent is so deep. When I started before, they used to tell me, whoo, yeah, you tried, but that was not so good. I knew in one of my seminars that I organized, nobody showed up. It was just me and my wife. But I kept going. After all the publicity, after all the awareness, create all of these invited people. You got like, I think 30 bookings. No one showed up except me and my wife. Then she was still my fiancée, but yeah. What will you do in that kind of instance? You wouldn't go again. You wouldn't continue. You will back out. Is it what you would do? That's why business is not about something you just go and you think you will get that instant result. It's something that you have to keep going, keep pushing. At that point, I could have stopped and say, you know what? I don't think I'm this good enough. I would be thinking in my mind that probably there's something wrong with my offerings or my product or whatever I'm trying to sell out there. But I kept going. That's because, one, I kind of let in mind that there's nothing absolutely wrong with my product. There is nothing absolutely wrong with what I'm doing. All I need to do is I need to check the people I'm selling to. I need to check if I'm dealing with the wrong or the right client. I could tell you, if you're dealing with the right audience, the right client, you would definitely get the business that you want. Do you believe that? Great. So now, discipline is just choosing between what you want now and what you want most. You have to be more disciplined. So selling in post-COVID-19, what is it you need? You need some level of discipline. Again, when I started, I said, I know some of the things, you already know them. You've heard them before. You've read it in books. But the problem is, are you taking the action that you need? Are you taking the right action that you need to get the kind of result that you want? Now, if you will need to sell post-COVID-19, get ready to brand yourself. It's very easy. These days, if you've ever wanted to start your own TV channel, you can do it on YouTube. It's that simple. I have a coaching group, and there was a time I used to challenge the people. I know some of them are real on this platform right now. Every Friday, we do what we call the Video Friday. If you've been scared of the camera, just stay in your house, stay wherever in your office, video yourself, sell, speak what you want, say it. The more you keep doing it, and you know what happened? After 3 weeks, after 1 month, 2 months, most of these guys who say they used to be so shy could confidently take a video, 2 minutes video, and share it out there. So virtual selling is the one thing you need. But before you start selling, I've taught you that you need credibility. You need to build a kind of trust that people believe in you. Now, the rules in marketing is people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. People, they buy from who they know, who they like, and who they trust. How do you build these 3 strong factors? That I could throw up a program just weekend here on Saturday. I had over 300 people show up in a webinar, and then people from all over the world. At the end of the day, I put up an offer, and people got in from all over the world, from Bahamas, from Croatia, from Tanzania, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from the US. And I'm like, whoo, you need a brand. So selling is going to be easy, but the one thing that I'm saying to you right now is get ready to take selling to virtual. Take what you're currently doing right now, take it online. Let me give you these freebies. I do this in my coaching, teaching people that ask me, but what do I sell? What do I start with? Listen to me. Whatever you're currently doing right now, you can take it up online. It's as simple as that. Whatever you're doing, Tabello, who brought me here, my host, can take his accounting profession. What you need to do there is just take the how to keep your figures, how to, whatever, those physical stuff you do, take it up there and then start changing people's life. Now, that is how you start building credibility. By the time you start giving, by the time you start giving free and people start trusting you, you are earning their credibility, you are earning their trust. And then you said, you know what, this thing I do, I could take you this far, and someone will say, oh, sure. They have a track record. How do you do that? By branding. All right. Branding is more than just having a logo. Branding is more than just having office well designed, have a certain color that depicts or speaks your mind, speak who you are. Branding is much more than that. Branding is power. Branding is credibility. Branding is influence. Branding is connection. Branding is success. Before I started, I showed you my video. I've been interviewed on TV. I've met top guys here. Desmond Tutu met. I was almost meeting late Nelson Mandela before he passed on. Now, the more of these people you see me hang out with, associate with, what does it say to you? It's just easy to build a trust. People could literally see you. Remember, you are the half, or most people will say that you are the people you hang around with the most. So when you hang around with the people that tell story, don't have results, unsuccessful people, everyone will always take you to be unsuccessful. But when you keep going out and you get results, you hang out with people that have the results, I bet you your perception will change. Your branding will go to another level. Okay. Now, let me move on to what else? Please just 1 minute. Okay, now I've got something here. I said the one reason why people are not earning their worth, why people are not converting their sales is unbelief and fear. Fear is the one thing stopping us. Unbelief is another thing holding us back. So how would you approach sales from this perspective now? One, invest in yourself. You want to improve your sales. You want to build your online presence. Of course, these are all you need. So it's no longer a tale. It's no longer like, I don't like to be, Facebook is not my thing. LinkedIn is not my thing. Twitter is not my thing. Website is not my thing. I think I'm okay just dealing with my client. It's no longer that way. It's no longer optional. You definitely need to go online. Take your business. It doesn't matter what you sell. If I could take coaching that you virtually, someone was asking me in the webinar, where are we meeting? Okay, no, I was inviting someone to a webinar, and then he said to me, where are we meeting? What is the address? Where exactly are we going to meet? Where are we doing it? So if someone could take coaching and go online and people could trust you, buy into your program and get coached just like this, don't tell me you can't take your, there's absolutely nothing you can take up there. Now, if it's a physical product, you can start talking about, okay, I don't know what industry, fine. From all the people here, can you please just tell me which industry that you are in? I just want to know so I'll be able to do an illustration that can help you know how to say right now. Please, can I hear from you? Which industry are you currently in? Which industry? Hello?
Coach Oscar, yes, I've allowed them only to participate on the chat room, not on audio.
Yes, I want them to type. That's what I want. I need them to just type, tell me from where.
All right.
Guys, tell me which industry are you in right now so that we see how you can probably improve your sale. Like I started, money is everywhere. Don't let anyone tell you there's no money. Don't let anyone tell you that business has changed. Don't let anyone tell you, oh yeah, fine, you can. No, money is in circulation right now. Money is in circulation. All you need to do is change where you are. So if you used to stand by the foreshore, okay, let's just say something to make your money, probably money has changed its dimension in terms of how it gets exchanged. Okay, so if money used to be exchanged physically by doing physical stuff and people pay you, money has gone virtual. Take your business virtual. That's how you make a difference. That's how you change stuff. All right. So can I hear from guys here? Okay, advertising, education services, wellness, education, and the whatever. Okay, fine. Now let's just think about education. For the first time in our country, maybe it's homeschooling has always been there, but not all of us plugged into it. Varsities, most of the varsities, secondary and primary schools are doing virtual learning. I've got a kid at home that we've got loads of assignment, all of that. The people at the varsity get to log in and then they take their class. Now, what is happening? You think it's just going to happen for some time? No, that's the future. So if you always thought about your business would just be staying here and then that's all. The people in, if you are in something, they are the one that patronizes you. No, take the business to the next level. Can I shock you? Business like wellness, fitness. There are guys that have developed, see, I've got a coaching student who used to run a gym. Now, because of the lockdown, he developed a video workout. And then he asked the people, plug in. All you just need is to spend 30 minutes with me every morning. And you know what happened? Everyone has been at home all of these while. We've all gotten, yeah, we eat too much, no less exercise. And people now plugged in. For how much? He keeps it there at just, first of all, he started with 59 rand. He was testing the market. And when he saw the response, he shoot it up to 99 rand per month. 4 videos. That's all he does. Now, you can take your business online. That's the picture. I'm not saying that physical products will be completely out of this, the shelf or will not be there. They will be there. But what is going to be trending right now is that you should be able to get people buy from you online. Don't tell me my business is a small business. I've got an office, never been to my office for the past 3 months, but I'm still doing business at home. What do you think is going to happen to me maybe after the level 2, level 1, and then I decide to say, let's go back to the office? I might be thinking now, work from home. Does that make sense? So if you are in wellness, you have to start thinking. People need to learn how to eat right now, health and wellness. You need to just, all you need to do is take that idea you've got and start teaching people how. That's what you need to be doing. How to stay fit, how to learn, how to improve your learning, how to do X, Y, Z. The same exact thing, like I'm using my host, Tepelo here, all of the same accounting stuff you've been doing, take it online. Just create a landing page. That's all you need. You need a tax registration. You need your annual return done for you in less than 24 hours. You don't even need to come to the office. We don't need to meet. We can do that via call and via phone, maybe Zoom or whichever medium, but it will be done. Here is all I need from you, XYZ, XYZ, bam. Take your business virtual. That's how you sell. And again, like I said, how do you now sell? Start with how to. That thing you are doing. I don't know if you get what I mean. How to advertise. 3 steps to advertising. 3 steps to standing out. Why advertise? Okay, you can come up with a catchy name or advert like this by saying why most advert doesn't attract people or the right client. How about that? Why most people don't look at your advert. How about that? This draw attention, and then you educate them. Remember, you have to take them through information process where you teach them. That's how you build the credibility. oh, your advertisement is wrong because of XYZ, and you help them. The more you do this, you are kind of endearing your heart to the people that would buy from you. Okay. Now, which other industry would you want me to talk about that you feel you want to ask a question? Now, marketing industry, the same thing, the same principle work everywhere. Don't be fooled by fancy logo, fancy all of. I've told you, I started coaching. I didn't have a website. What happened actually was I had more than 5 people do website for me. They just keep messing the thing up. I'll give a full year, what do you call it, domain hosting, and then 2 months down the line, poop, it disappeared. I can't get hold of the guy, and then just keep happening. And you know what? I stick to Facebook and LinkedIn. I built a profile. I went to Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. I was supposed to be in Italy, Canada this year. So when you hear people who say their event has been canceled, I'm one of them. But the thing is this, how did I build that brand? I did it on just LinkedIn and on Facebook. LinkedIn and on Facebook. So what is it you can do? Everything can be done. You just need to change your mind. So now let me proceed and just try to wrap up now. How many more time do I have, brother?
I think I can give you close to 10 minutes to wrap up.
Great. So now invest in yourself is the most important thing. This is the time you need to start checking on the list that you are having. I've told my coaching clients, this is the time. I know no business, no activity is happening, but you don't fold your hands and say lockdown, completely locked down. No, this is the time you need to be warming some of those leads or clients you used to have. This is the time you update them. I have a business that takes care of immigration. Now, because there's no travel abroad, there is no home affairs locked, you don't go abroad. What do I do with this client? Once in a while, I just send them update. Oh, government have said that travel ban is still in place, and we stop there. And then sometimes I just say, what would you be doing right now? When is your stuff expiring? Which country would you want to go afterward? Now, I keep this to engage this guy. So this is what you should be doing to warm your client right now. You don't need to completely abscond and then leave them there. After the lockdown, you now come back and say, you know, let's do business. No, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So they worry much about how much do you care about me. The Pello and the Thinking Institute care so much about his client, he decided to put up this together just to help you learn and improve yourself. So that you are on lockdown doesn't mean your brain is on shutdown. It shouldn't happen to you. You are on lockdown doesn't mean that income stream is completely out of place. The COVID-19 has taught us some lessons. One, you never trust in one income stream. Don't trust or depend on one income stream. So you have to invest in yourself. The more you invest in yourself, the better you become. Now, I have an offer to you or for you before I leave, and that is you have the opportunity to join my mastermind coaching group. Now, what we do here is the mastermind group, if you know what mastermind means, is where you have like minds, people like you. People like you that are actually looking for someone to hold them accountable. The truth is this, we can't do it all alone. I've got witnesses right here. I saw someone who wrote there, my coach is here. That young man got a business, just 2 months of coaching. He got a tender with the Department of Home Affairs. I don't know what I did because he said, I think what happened is you held me accountable in such a way that he accounts to me what he needs to do, and then we work and we pursue the goal. I'm starting off a new program that is starting up on Sunday. Sunday, it's a group mastermind like this. I offer that program to the webinar that we have on Saturday here. And we got people from all over the world, like I said. I will give you the opportunities. Youth Day, it's maybe a free day. I wouldn't ask you to pay almost the same thing. But the thing is this, if you really want to be held, for me, it's all about result. That's why I said, whatever you do and you can't get result, forget about it. Forget about it. Now, 2 things is going to happen. You can choose to stay the way you are. Just think back. Last year, You were already saying, oh, this year, 2020, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. None of us saw Corona coming. None of us saw the lockdown coming. And now most people are already saying, wow, 2020 is gone. Let's start facing 2021. Most people have lost their job. How about I hold you accountable and just teach you on how you can take your experience? Now, I don't know what your field is, but we can always find an experience or a story you have. People, there are 100 people out there wanting to learn what you already have. There are people who wants to read your book. There are people who wants you to teach them about advertising. There are people who wants you to teach them about wellness. There are people who wants to grow in that same field that you are. It's just about having someone hold you accountable. It might be like your second income stream. Most time I say don't quit your job until your side hustle is able to make you at least half of your salary or your pay. Don't quit your job yet. But you can start something on the hustle, on the side. I started speaking, coaching on the side while I was still in the banking industry until when I left, and then I took it as a full business. Now, you don't need to go through all of those 6, 7 years that I was alone, trying to figure it out, trying to do it all by myself. Naysayers telling me you won't make it and I was struggling. You do not need to go through all of that. If you can join a mastermind group, people you bounce idea with, people that you hold you accountable, not just me, but other guys, help you get the result that you want. Now, what is my goal? My goal is that 1 year from now, you should be able to look back and tell yourself, I think I'm better than I used to be. That's the ultimate thing. But you know what is going to happen? You have two options. You can choose to be where you are. You can choose to keep all the excuses you've had. You can choose to stay. Yeah, give the reasons. They are very genuine. But you also have the option to say, you know what? I'm tired of this level. I need a change. For a new change, get ready to do something differently. Again, remember what I told you. Old ways, old thinking, old ideas, all you've known before, how far has it brought you? That level you're not happy with. What about you discard all of that you knew and then you start thinking of doing something differently? Now, if you're ready and you want to work with me, like I said, the coaching program is starting from this Saturday. Please drop your name and then we'll just get to you, or yeah, we'll get to you and then see how we take it from there. If you are in, just put your name and say, I'm in or I'm interested, I want to join the mastermind group. More details will be sent to you. Otherwise, thank you so much. Don't give up. Don't think that this is the end of life. It's not the end of life. You just need to change perspective. You just need to change the way you've seen things and start thinking new from the new economy we're finding ourselves. You will sell better. You will be much more better if you put in the hard work. Thank you so much, guys. I don't know if you have a question. Tebelo, thank you so much for your time. I do really appreciate this, and I don't take it for granted.
Wow. Money hasn't disappeared, but it has changed how it's being accessed.
Everywhere.
And yesterday's speaker said, change is the name of the game. So until we have somebody we account to, we can't count the money. Until we have someone that we account to, we can't count the price. Until we have someone that we account to, we cannot count the price and the outcomes of our journey. Thank you very much, Coach Oscar. I would love to say, what is or before I can come to you, let me just read what the attendees were just saying and their questions, right? Oh, the number of them. Okay, let's try here. Okay, Tebogo Molapeng. Oh, Tebogo Molapeng from Bucksback. Okay, thank you very much. We had Adiola from Cape Town. Wow. Joseph from Velcom. Ausidi Khabi from Puteri Chava. Auske Keleto from Val Triangle. Tatemuli Finyofane from Kwakwa, but based in Joburg right now. Tebogo Molapeng. He was saying, sell, coach. And then he also said, not everyone will buy a Ferrari.
No, that's true.
Joseph was saying, all right, I think that's where you asked the question about the industry. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to skip the industry. And then Adiola is saying, thank you, Coach Oscar. Mr. Ndadebongali, we are excited. He's saying, thank you, Coach Oscar from Butabelo. The session was very fruitful. Thank you, say. Weliza say, thank you so much, Coach Oscar. Your presentation is highly appreciated. Coach, let me ask you something. Okay. What is your intake on the concept that we need to sell first before we create? Because I think what kills the spirit of us as entrepreneurs most of the time, we create first and then we find whatever that we have created with our time and limited resources get market rejected. So I want you to speak on the subject of selling first before you could create.
I think I did that. Again, thank you so much for the positive feedback. Much appreciated. For me, before I respond to the question, it's about the action you take. I think this is the big thing. This is the most important thing here. I know you know them. The truth is this, I may not be saying anything completely new you've not heard or you've not read, but the issue is, are you taking the action? You will learn this and still, oh yeah, oh that was so brilliant, that was good, and then you fold your hands. 1 year from now, you will be the same person you are for two things, except two things: the book you read and the people that you hang around with. Yes. So yes. What decision are you doing to change that status quo? Otherwise, nothing is going to change except you do something crazy, something no one appreciates. Now, I talked about why you should create. I even use myself. Sometimes in the shower, an idea just drop on me. And then I'm like, oh, okay. How did I come up with a mastermind group in March? I sat at home after the first 10 days. I was bored. I've read like 3 books I've been reading. So I get bored, just doing the same thing over and over, you get bored. So I posted on one of my social media, is anyone as bored as I am? And then I get, yes, yo, I'm so tired. And then I said again in my next post, I said, how about we create a community, a mastermind group, and hold ourselves accountable for something within this lockdown? I'm in. Started with 25 people. My coaching group grew to, I think, 60. That's how it all began. From there, I gave it first. Now remember, I didn't know the model. I didn't know how to go about this. It just came in like a mastermind. I threw it out there. And then I found people who were also as bored as I am, but wanted to be productive, wanted to be held accountable, just didn't want to stay at home for staying at home. And I told people, you say there's no money. Do you know how many people made money from face masks? And you are folding your hands and you are sitting there thinking money must always come from the old business you are used to. That's wrong. A lazy person, listen to me, a lazy person is not the one who watches the TV every day or just sit there, watch Netflix. It's not that guy. A lazy person is the one who sees opportunity, can take action, can maximize it. Who said you can't make money from selling just face masks? Anything. I use that for example, but it could be anything. It could be anything. So think about, create a product. Don't create first. Go out there, test the market. I gave you one of my secrets in terms of how I get ideas. I could just, something dropped, and then I throw it online. And then when I get the response, I now learn and figure how to build it. I've coached people who have written a book. You know what? They even made money from pre-order. Pre-order. Book is not yet out. They just came up with a clever title, get a guy to design, and said, my book will be coming out in maybe 30 days. Pre-order so you get my signed copy. And what happened? people just start pre-ordering, and this guy uses the money they pre-order to publish the book. Isn't that an idea or a clever strategy? So stop all this thing of you want to create your own program, your own product, your service. Maybe the market doesn't have need for it. So the one way for you to succeed as an entrepreneur, sometimes test your market. That is what they call conducting a poll on Facebook, on Twitter. Think the same on LinkedIn. Just type even the title of a book, a title of a new business, a title of whatever you want to offer, the kind of design or the kind of people you want to attract, whichever industry, you can find them on LinkedIn. Put there and just ask a simple question. How would you feel? Is this something you need? Is this something you want? Get the people to talk because they are the buyer. Remember what I shared with you, the psychology of the buyer. He wants to be sure that he doesn't feel cheated. You want to be sure he's getting value for what you want the money for. But what happens in your mind as a salesperson? All you want is you just want any trick that get the money into your pocket. It will boomerang. So offer value, keep giving value, and then from what you give, like for instance, when I said, take everything you've been doing physical, take it online and start doing the how-to, the do-it-yourself way. Take those steps. The more you do it and you get feedback, inquiries, the more it gives you an idea of what people want and what people are going through. All right, so that's how you create programs, products, services. Stop doing it your way and then want the market to buy. That might not be what they want. I don't know if that answers the question.
Most definitely, you even drop a bomb strategy right there. I don't know if people really took note of that, but most of the great organizations that are built in the globe, they build through financing by the need of their customers. So using a bootstrapping also, it eliminates the confusion of who will finance what you're going to do. So selling what is still in a psychological nature, it's better than having to create something new. I'm a great fan of the words that your next connection, your next level sits in your next connection.
Sure.
So we are in a digital time where we use a lot of social media. What is your approach in accepting people who request to be your friend? Because I have 5,000 people on my Facebook. I'm not even doing business with 10% of them.
Okay, yes, what I do. I also do have, in fact, I have more than, I think, 300 the last time I checked on my waiting list. And I've asked some of them, go like my Coach Oscar fan page. That is easier. Now, listen, guys, like I said, online is no longer an option. It is a must do. Go do it. Now, again, I've talked about how you can build credibility. The reason why I say that is because forget everything you've known about sales. Those were for the old economy you were used to. Right now, we're dealing with a new post-COVID that nobody knew, nobody saw it coming, and here we are. Now, what have I said to people? Build friendship online. How do you do it? A simple conversation. Now, I do get a lot of requests, and I even do get a lot of fraudsters impersonating, like there was one guy who used a former bank director I knew very well during my banking days. And he sent me a friend request with a different name. I quickly did a Google check. I'm like, whoa. So I came to this guy and said, but you are impersonating someone I know very well. Within a minute, he deleted the profile. A week later, he came back again with a new profile, and I checked. So now, as much as it's dangerous out there, but if you take away risk from opportunity, there is absolutely nothing for. If wishes were horses, everyone will ride on it. So if you take away risk from life, there is no opportunity. There's nothing to work for. That's why the people who succeed are the doers who take risk. Okay, if I lose it, I lose it. Oh, if it's gone, it's gone. It's someone. So how do you build online genuine, authentic friendship? in my case, most of my clients really do come from Facebook or LinkedIn. I've been able to build a brand in such a way that I think people reached out to me nearly on daily basis for coaching for one event, one thing or the other, and that's how we just keep going. Now, you need to establish that brand. Once in a while, I come online to say, I've got 1,000 plus. There was a time I had 5,000, sorry. And then I said, but each time I write, I don't even get to see 10% of this either like, either comment, or engaging in any way. So I said, I just want to know who are my real followers or friends. And if you don't respond between XY time, I'm going to just delete. And that was what I did. I cleaned over nearly 300 or 400. I got them out. So once in a while, you need to be doing that. But again, you also need to know how to build genuine friendships. Sometimes it might not be in that number. You don't need 5,000 followers to be able to do business. Sometimes you just need 100 authentic ones, 100 authentic friends. Turn those 100 people, nurture them to become your evangelist. Now, there are a few, someone like Tebego. Tebego is one of my highly successful coaching students. Adiola is there, is one of them, and a few other persons I saw there. Now, these people have been with me for a while. Now, if I put up anything, they help me share. They copy, they even referred. I got a coaching student this afternoon all the way from, I think, Kenya. And then he said someone recommended him. And it was one of my coaching students. The woman said, if I was to show you the message, he said, this guy spoke so highly of you. I want to do business with you. Now you see, I don't need to prove to this person who I am, what I can do. He's already seen a result, someone with a result, and then it's so easy. Okay, my program is going for 500 USD. He said, no problem. This guy said, you do good. What do you want me to do? He's taking care of that. But how did it happen? I'm focusing. I know that I've got 4,000, I think 5,000 right now, followers. But I'm careful to nurture ones who could possibly become my evangelist. Do you know them? I don't know them. But I just keep doing what I'm doing. And then anyone who sent me an inbox, I respond. Maybe not the same day, maybe not after 2 days. It could be a week, but I do that response. I think this is how you build that online friendship, trust, and influence. But again, Tepelo, I need everyone on this room to understand that that is the future right now. No more saying, I don't need this person. I shouldn't follow this. No, accept as many as you can, but very careful with who you deal with online. Did you learn something?
Wow.
Did I answer your question?
Wow. Thank you very much. Our fortune doesn't require fame, but it requires fans.
Absolutely.
We need to build small fans, people who will believe in what we produce, who will believe in what we publish, who will believe in any service or product that we take out and be able to monetize through them. The requirement of the new economy is that we need to influence more than first sales. So I believe that we have learned something crucial. I would not be doing justice to today, Coach Oscar, if I don't ask you to give us parting words when it's a National Youth Day. Speak to our youth, and also please, can you tell us how do people continue to follow your work, and then how do they get hold of you?
Okay, fine. It's easy. Just you can type I am Coach Oscar, hashtag I am Coach Oscar. Type it on Google. It's going to lead you to all of my social platforms. Hashtag I am Coach Oscar. It's just going to lead you to all of my social. If I say my website is www.oscaremetuel.co.za. But from that, apart from that, you can find me in all of those social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, yeah, all of those, whichever for now. I choose the one to work with and the ones I need to be active. Now, my parting words for anyone listening to me tonight is, because today is about sales, practice marketing, repeat the process. That's that simple. Practice sales daily, can I tell you? I sit on my computer, I try to pitch 20 clients daily. That's what I do. So I dedicate 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours just to pitch people about my services. I do it every day. Why do I do that? I know there's a certain amount of income I need to make every month. And I know that I'm tying it to what I do. Who will pay me this? There are those that can afford my fee. Now, listen, guys, the people that can afford your fee are not around you. They are not within that circle. That's why you struggle to sell. That's why you struggle to get them by. You are around, they're just around. The people that will buy from you, they are above you. They are far away. How do you plug in? Practice sales, practice marketing. Every day, when you meet people, when you reach out to new contacts online, don't see that they already know me, they've heard about me. No. Treat it like they haven't met you for the first time. And that's why I took the time to introduce to you who I am. That's why I took the time to tell you what I do, because you need to keep constantly tell people who you are. Practice it. And remember, mastery comes from practicing, and practicing, you become perfect. Today is a youth day. I wrote on my wall, or I think I was engaging with some audience, and I told them, the youth of 1976, those youth were brave. Those youth had nothing. They gave their life for what we enjoy today. How many of us have taken away complacency? How many of us will remove self and pride? How many of us will say we want to pay a price for tomorrow? So I speak to every young person hearing me today. It's not over. It was never better in the days in the 70s. So don't say it was much better that time. That's an excuse. It makes you look comfortable and it's convenient and you are happy. No, stop giving excuse. It wasn't easy in 1976. It's still not easy right now, though things have changed in a different way, different approach. So all you need to do is re-strategize, push on, don't give up. And finally, what my father and my mother did tell me, avoid shortcut wealth. Avoid wealth. I think that's my parting word to every young person, every entrepreneur listening to me this evening. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the opportunity. If there's any way I could help, I could support your business, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. We brothers, we must just support ourselves to grow.
Thank you very much. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to take this opportunity and thank you on behalf of MindThink Institute, on behalf of all the attendees. We thank you for the time that you've made. You haven't even kissed your kids. You came rushing and then you just on your laptop. We thank you for your dedication to your work. Our prayer is simple. May the Lord raise more men and women who will endorse your work so then people can know of the impact that you're making. We are one of the people who are fans for your work, say, and we made it deliberate that on the 16th of June, we going to promote the spirit and the culture of uniting as Africa. That's why we put it you on the 16th. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is I just want to apologize for taking such a time for today, but we had to get as much as I'm not sure whether we got a cut off. Oh my goodness.
Adiola, thank you so much. Tebogo, thank you so much for showing up. And all of you on my network, thank you for showing up. I truly appreciate it.
All right, I think I might have lost. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we go into our 15th episode of the Online Entrepreneurial Survival Summit. We still continue, and this week we're looking at strategies. We obviously learning a lot. Remember, if by tomorrow midday you don't get the email with the link, please reach out to us because a lot of emails, they go to spam junk or junk emails. So try by all means that you reach out to us, because when you reach out 2 minutes or a minute before the session, it becomes totally difficult for us to send you the link at that time. So let's continue to learn. Let's continue to improve. Like Coach Oscar just said, it's not only about the information. You need to go back and put it to practice. Ladies and gentlemen, we had an awesome evening. My name is Mutaun Tapelo, and like I always say, you are the best and the unbeatable element of success. I am out until we meet tomorrow. Can you just give me the hosting rights? I'm going to load the video right in the next hour or so. Thank you, thank you, thank you.